Washington has always been contentious, but our current political climate feels particularly divided.
It's a challenging time, no doubt about it. People are in their corners and in their echo chambers often, and so it's a harder time to bring people together, but we endeavor to do that every day.
Our government is likely to stay divided for the foreseeable future, and finding common ground can feel like an uphill battle.
When I got back in as whip for the second time, I was shocked at, after only 4 years, how much harder it had gotten to get things done and how much meaner it had gotten.
What changed dramatically was the notion that somehow our differences were irreconcilable.
BPC was created to bring people together.
4 leading senators who often disagreed when they were in office, Senator Dole, Baker, Daschle, and Mitchell, knew that the way we foster good public policy is through bipartisanship, and that's why they convened the BPC, so that we could make good public policy that endured for a long time.
BPC provides a place to do the hard, often unglamorous work that's vital to our democracy.
You know, the debt ceiling is going to have to get raised. The tax cuts are going to expire. Our, environmental issues march forward. With or without polarization, we have to rise to the occasion, keep the government running, allocate resources, and meet the challenges of the day. We have to solve the problems for our fellow citizens, and we have to make them stick for the long haul.
One of our earliest bipartisan legislative victories led to increased average fuel economy standards and reduced harmful climate emissions. We were instrumental in the recent bipartisan infrastructure bill that's resulted in better roads, bridges, and airports. It's also providing high-speed internet to rural communities and driving job growth. And through the J. Ronald Terwilliger Center, we're working to ensure that all Americans have access to a safe, decent, and affordable home.
BPC has been involved in virtually everything from the infrastructure law and making sure those investments are realized, to paid family leave, to fiscal policy, health care, workforce, you name it, we're involved. We also try to be opportunistic about things that will ripen over time, like immigration.
BPC Action is driving results through advocacy.
BPC action is absolutely essential because it's not enough just to have a good idea. You have to make sure that good idea is heard and that message is actually created in practice, in public policy.
BPC recognizes legislators who display creativity and courage in working across the aisle and is finding unique bipartisan ways to tackle policy problems.
It's really challenging to try to get legislation enacted in an environment like this. It takes a lot of listening, it takes a lot of compromise, and we are the place that can bring people together so that they can be successful as they work to enact legislation on key issues.
For over a decade now, good ideas have emanated from the BPC.
Thank you for convening this very impressive group of thought leaders.
Because if it's bipartisan, it's much more likely to pass.
It's going to take all of us to try to turn down the temperature and really focus on what unites us.
We all have bipartisan responsibilities to this nation, to defend principles that have long made America the beacon of hope.
Your task force has been absolutely instrumental in helping us, and we are taking the majority of the recommendations. I mean, your approach is what I'm supporting and we're putting in the Farm Bill. So you have made a major impact.
These kinds of conversations are pretty important. Thank you for facilitating it.
If you're perpetually wrong and I'm perpetually right, where does it get better? Someone has got to keep the light on. Someone has got to keep us focused.
The oxygen of democracy is compromise.
We have to be optimistic about it, about bipartisanship and making good public policy. Is it more challenging now than maybe other times? Sure, but what's the alternative? We show up every day because we believe in democracy. We have a value proposition that's unique, and nothing can happen in this town today without bipartisanship.